Hey everybody, it's Sarah from ContractorHUB, and today we're going to go through building a marketing budget. You might be experienced, you might not. Don't you worry, we're going to guide you every step of the way. So we're going to use our budget wizard today. This is a super helpful tool if you are a ContractorHUB customer. If you are not, don't worry. The information is still helpful regardless. We're going to start with the trade. You can see we have lots of different options here. Everything has benchmarks and considerations. Let's stick to roofing for now and jump in. You get an idea of average job size, close rate, things that are typical in your industry. And for a revenue target, we're going to try and go for 12 million this year. And our average job size is on the higher side, so it's 18,000. And then our lead to close rate is actually a little lower than this. Let's say it's 20%. We've got some room for improvement. And then we do get about 5% of our revenue from canvassing. So it's going to give us an estimate on how many leads. This is working backwards based on industry averages. But if you're just a business doing it on your own, these are the types of things you can research and then figure out how I can expect to get that number of leads based on this close rate. The recommended budget here is going to be based on data from the industry. It'll show you an idea of what you should be considering to spend to hit your goals based on your metrics. At our 20% close rate, we're going to be on the higher end. If we had a more efficient close rate, this would be more aligned with what you might be used to seeing. And then you can adjust what you're looking to do. So if I move that down, I can do that. It says we're still in an okay budget range at about 8.8%. We're going to keep it moving. And then you can see all of these different options here: Google Ads, local services, the typical ones that you're going to want to consider in your mix. So try and figure out what type of mix that you have. Look at your numbers from last year and see what percentages you might be doing. And then you can add additional channels. We've got email marketing, trade shows and events, local sponsorships, all the types of levers that you might pull. And then of course you can customize as well. So of course you're going to want to get this to 100% and adjust your numbers accordingly. And then reviewing that budget. So in ContractorHUB, you can assign this to specific areas in your accounting system. But if you're doing it on your own, you're just going to want to keep that in mind. How are you tracking these different categories? Are you putting them in separate buckets? Or are these things you're going to report on in one lump sum for marketing? We don't recommend that, but these are the types of things you might want to think about before you launch your campaigns and plan your budget for the year. So that's it. In ContractorHUB, you click this and you can create a draft budget. But if you're building it on your own, you'd be able to just save that for yourself, set it aside, and then manage yourself against those metrics throughout the year. Just some high-level tips, and we'll see you next time.